Step on in, Goku. Entertain me. Hey guys, DB right here, and today I am continuing with What If Chi-Chi Became a Saiyan? And which started off as a fun little story where a wish gone amiss in basically in between the events of Dragon Ball and the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, where Chi-Chi accidentally wished herself to become a Saiyan like Goku. Just the old slip of the tongue, which led to an action-packed adventure filled with a lot of comedic dialogue. And well, now that we're heading into the other part of the Cell Saga, it is now time to continue the story. Now, where we last left off, Celebi, our Cell in this timeline, who is actually a female thanks to basically Chi-Chi's DNA being taken in for the final project that was Cell in this timeline. We've got a female version of Cell running around known as Celebi. And, well, she's quite different from the Cell that we knew. With not much DNA samples being taken from King Cold and Lord Frieza, the evil in her is really died down. Most of her DNAs come from the Saiyans, and most of them are good, temperamental fellas. You know, maybe except Vegeta. And so yeah, and so far, she hasn't really killed anyone. Even while she was threatening Android 18 before achieving her perfect form, she never harmed an island that had innocent people on it. She just destroyed islands that were deserted. But essentially, she did achieve her perfect form and has told the Z, specifically Trunks and Vegeta, all about the Cell games, and now the news has been broken everybody else. And, well, Gohan and Piccolo are having their turn in the Room of Spirit and Time at the moment, while everyone else is watching their TV set in anticipation of Celebi's announcement. Which is quite humorous, to say the least, because her trying to sound threatening and menacing enough to be taken as a serious threat, it's really hard for her. Especially since a lot of the evil is toned down in her. In fact, her first attempt to use the TV studio, she just goes in there and humbly asks if she could borrow the set for a minute, just to make her announcement. What? Do you think we're some kind of charity case that lets anyone just waltz in here and use our television studio? Who do you think we are? Who do you think you are? And this actually gets Celebi in tears and crying that she's throwing like a little girl tantrum. I guess, in a way, you could say she gets that from Chi-Chi, you know, being sort of like a princess in her own right, being the daughter of the Ox King. You know, so Celebi has that sort of temper of a spoilt child. I just wanted to make my announcement. You mean people won't even let me? Where? And she's upset and crying, and it's actually unleashing some of her power, which is terrifying the entire studio, and it's shaking up the entire city. It's yeah, so basically they decide to basically just straight up point a camera at her. After all, a being that could do this, you know, that's a good story. And so, with that, with the camera on her, which captured moments of her little temper tantrum on live television before she realised the camera was being pointed at her. Huh? What? Go ahead, we're live, you can talk now. You mean I can speak into this thing here? We're already live. Oh, okay. And now she's trying to dig deep and use any muster of, you know, basically the way that King Cold might talk or something like that. And, well, it's quite funny. Ha 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 ha, I am the mighty Celebi. I hereby challenge this world's greatest fighters to participate in my Cell games. Ha ha ha. Needless to say, if you lose, this planet will be mine. Now, to give you a little demonstration of what you're up against. Now, not unlike her original counterpart, who pretty much wipes out an entire city on television to make his point, she just destroys a far enough away mountain that doesn't actually kill anyone. Ha 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 ha. So you see, you don't defeat me, this planet will be mine, and I might be bored enough to do something like that to it. Ha ha. She's just putting on a show, after all. If she doesn't sound like a threat, the Z-Warriors might not even bother to show up and fight her. After all, she does know how the Z-Warriors respond, to evil threats on the planet. And, basically, she flies off, and, most of the Dragon team, including Gohan and Piccolo, who have since emerged from their, training session in the Room of Spirit and Time, most of them are taking it seriously. We gotta stop that fiend! That sort of talk. The only one who's not buying into this is Chi-Chi. I don't know, something about this just, and how Celebi behaves, hasn't convinced her that she's really a bad person, that she's an evil person. Sure, she may have said that stuff on television, but nothing she's done up until this point has really convinced her that she'd actually go through with it and kill anyone. So, as far as Chi-Chi is concerned, that this is probably just going to be a fun day out with a bit of a tournament. Whether or not that's actually the case remains to be seen. So, basically, the 10 days come and go, and Piccolo, being how clever he is, does tell Gohan to stay in his Super Saiyan form. Goku and Chi-Chi are a step ahead of everyone and have done that, and yeah, when it basically came time for the Cell games and the battle to begin, Goten was left in the care of the Ox King, Grandpa. And well, everyone is off, now in order to battle with the Celebi. Now, you might be thinking she is a bit weaker than her her original male counterpart version. Yeah, you'd be a bit right, because this Cell didn't go around absorbing people to steal energy. At best, she basically absorbed life energy from wildlife instead. She doesn't really, like I said, she doesn't really have that desire to kill anyone. She only killed those who attacked her first, who drew arms on her and things like that. She basically fought in self-defense, basically. Including when she had her brief encounter with the fused Kami and Piccolo when we first were introduced to Celebi. So, basically, with everyone approaching, and Celebi just humbly greets everybody with a welcome. Welcome. I'm glad you actually turned up for the tournament. It would have been quite a boring day without you here. Boring, huh? Is that what you call threatening billions of people? Oh yeah, right, I forgot about that. Well, I had to say something to get yous all here. And well, this is where Hercule makes his appearance, and as always, I am the mighty Savior Hercule. I am going to go in there and fight first, because that's me, I'm the champion, And, well, Celebi didn't really want to waste much time, but she decides to be a bit more sporting than the original Cell. She actually goes along with Hercule's fuss. She sort of found him to be a bit entertaining. Same with his couple of pupils who also went up against Cell first in the original. So she's really dying down her power and actually having a bit of a sort of sparring session with these other guys. Until she got bored, and then she beat the pupils, and then ultimately did the same thing for against Hercule. And well, before she throws Hercule out for the ring, she basically said, you know, if you didn't waste all that time showboating and all that other phony stuff, you could have actually been a decent challenge. Before basically sending him out of the ring too, but in a much more gentler fashion than what the original one did. She was actually treating this like a tournament. And well, so then the real tournament came underway, and basically Chi-Chi decided to battle against Cell first. She just basically wants to fight Celebi to confirm something. You know, is she just putting on some act? Is she really going to destroy the planet? Or is Chi-Chi right about Celebi? Is she actually a nice person underneath it all? Or nice whatever she is. So, it's not long that when the battling starts, and both of them, and Chi-Chi starting off in her base form no less, that yes, Celebi is actually treating this properly like a martial arts tournament. She and Chi-Chi are sizing each other up. Stop it! Yeah, they're actually going at it, pacing themselves, having a good time of it, before eventually Chi-Chi would power up to Super Saiyan, and basically Chi-Chi just sort of smiles and gives us sort of the respectful nod, like sort of acknowledging that, okay, she gets Celebi's intentions here. She's no danger to the planet at all. It's just, but yeah, it's just a friendly tournament. And well, Celebi does power up as well, and we get a battle between Chi-Chi and Celebi, and it's quite an epic display. And as they're going on, there's sort of some bit of conversation going on. So, when you say the planet would be yours, what exactly did you mean? Oh, I just mean, you know, I might rule the planet and live in luxury, you know, like a real perfect princess or queen. And Chi-Chi sort of laughs at this, because that basically was the way she was as a little girl, being the Ox King's daughter. Yep, that was definitely part of Chi-Chi in Celebi, and well, ultimately, when Celebi puts a bit of a display of some of her real power, Chi-Chi is ultimately sent out of the ring and out of the Cell games. And Celebi just basically signifying, okay, which one's gonna be next? And, well, basically, Goku's about to step in, and, Chi-Chi basically just holds the proceedings right then and there for some reason. Huh? What's going on, Chi-Chi? Krillin, throw Celebi a senzu bean, would ya? What? Why would we do that? Isn't she the enemy gonna kill us and stuff? It's not the case. I just went one-on-one with her. She's no danger to this planet. Give her one. Let's at least make this a fair contest. After all, everyone else comes in fresh and she's all tired. It's not going to be much of a challenge for the next, you know, third or fourth fighter that might go in there. And well, then you basically get Goku battling with Celebi next. And well, you can imagine that those two are really tearing it up in there. And well, ultimately, the battle goes much like it does with the original, with pretty much Goku giving up, to everyone's surprise. And well, since it pretty much became obvious at this point, and especially how Celebi was restraining from, you know, using like a planet-destroying Kamehameha on the place, that yeah, this whole thing was just a day out for fun. So why not just keep it going? And so, even Piccolo got to have a turn, and same with everyone else. And well, essentially, Celebi was pretty much winning all of her matches. You know, getting a sensu bean after each win, basically, until they ran out of beans, of course. And well, basically, it was left to Gohan to battle Celebi, and they pretty much go at it, and it's a lot like it is with the original fight. Gohan, well, let's remember that Gohan isn't quite as timid as he is in the original, so yeah, he could deep down for further power if he really needs it. And well, as Celebi and Gohan are going at it, it's becoming quite apparent to everyone else that Gohan is by far the strongest one there. And well, thanks to Piccolo's instruction, and of course making sure he followed Goku and Chi-Chi's example, keeping their form at Super Saiyan, Gohan was just easily able to keep up with Cell, or Celebi in this case. And well, after a ferocious Kamehameha beam struggle between the two of them, which Celebi is on the verge of winning, and basically this is a really powerful blast. If Gohan loses this, it's very possible he could essentially end up dying, and this does put him in a desperation struggle that his latent powers are tapped into, and Gohan is able to put more power into his Kamehameha and essentially blows away Celebi till basically all that's left is her bottom half with her legs and tail, but they're outside of the ring. Celebi had lost the match. And luckily, because her legs and torso survived, she was able to regenerate no problem. Like normal Cell does, and she realizes she's out of the ring. Huh. Well, what do you know? One of you's actually managed to beat me. This was such fun. We're gonna have to do this again sometime. And basically, Cell gets ready to fly off, and Chi-Chi's had to ask, what are you gonna do with yourself now, Celebi? Well, there's a whole universe out there. I might go explore it. After all, she does have enough of Freezer cells and King Cold cells that she can still breathe in space. So with that, Celebi takes her flight, and she is off. And because of the friendly competition, no one actually died in this timeline. Not future Trunks. Goku didn't have to sacrifice himself with instant transmission. None of that. So Goku could very well pretty much just live out the rest of his life with his family for the next 7 years, even witnessing Goten growing up. And I think, for right now, that's exactly where we're going to leave things. So what do you guys think? Did you enjoy this story? How are things going to turn out in the Buu arc? Will we see Celebi again, and will she actually be a force for good and actually join their side and become part of the Dragon Team in her own right? All this and more next time. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again for the next one. Catch you later.